Alright guys, we're back with Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So we left off on page 28 and it says Wednesday. I guess Dad must have been pretty happy with himself for making me go outside yesterday because he did it again today. It's getting really annoying to have to go up to the rallies every time I want to play a video game. There's this weird kid named Fregley who lives halfway between my house and Rally's, and Fregley is always hanging out in his front yard, so it's pretty hard to avoid him. Want to see a secret freckle? No thanks. Fregley is in my PE class at school, and he has the whole made-up language. Like when he needs to go to the bathroom, he says, "Juice! Juice!" Us kids have pretty much figured Fregley out by now, but I don't think the teachers have really caught on yet. Okay, kid. Gee whiz. Today, I probably would have gone up to Rally's on my own anyway because my brother Roderick and his band were practicing down in the basement. Roderick's band is really awful, and I can't stand being home when they're having rehearsals. His band is called Loaded Diaper, only it's spelled Loaded Dipper on Roderick's band. You might think he spelled it that way to make it look cooler, but I bet if you told Roderick how Loaded Diaper is really spelled, it would be news to him. Dad was against the idea of Roderick starting a band, but Mom was all for it. She's the one who bought Roderick his first drum set. I think Mom has this idea that we're all going to learn to play instruments and then become one of those family bands like you see on TV. Dad really hates heavy metal, and that's the kind of music Roderick and his band play. I don't think Mom really cares what Roderick plays or listens to because to her, all music is the same. In fact, earlier today, Roderick was listening to one of his CDs in the family room, and Mom came in and started dancing. That really bugged Roderick, so he drove off to the store and came back 15 minutes later with some headphones, and that pretty much took care of the problem. Thursday. Yesterday, Roderick got a new heavy metal CD, and it had one of those parental warning stickers on it. I have never gotten to listen to one of those parental warning CDs, because Mom and Dad never let me buy them at the mall, so I realized the only way I'm going to get a chance to listen to Roderick's CD was if I snuck it out of the house. This morning, after Roderick left, I called up Rally and told him to bring his CD player to school. Then I went down to Roderick's room and took the CD off his rack. You're not allowed to bring personal music players to school, but we had to wait to use it until after lunch when the teachers let us outside. As soon as we got the chance, me and Rally snuck around the back of the school and loaded up Roderick's CD. But Rally forgot to put batteries in his CD player, so it was pretty much worthless. Then I came up with the great idea for a game. The object was to put the headphones on your head and then try to shake them off without using your hands. The winner was whoever could shake the headphones off in the shortest amount of time. I had the record with 7.5 seconds, but I think I might have shook some of my fillings loose with that one. Right in the middle of our game, Miss Craig came around the corner and caught us red-handed. She took the music player away from us and started chewing us out, but I think she had the wrong idea about what we were doing back there. She started telling us how rock and roll is evil and how it's going to ruin our brains. I was going to tell her that there weren't even any batteries in the CD player, but I could tell she didn't want to be interrupted, so I just waited until she was done, and then I said, "Yes, ma'am." But right when Mrs. Craig was about to let us go, Riley started blubbering about how he doesn't want rock and roll to ruin his brains. Honestly, sometimes I don't know about that boy. Friday. Well, now I've gone and done it. Last night, after everyone was in bed, I snuck downstairs to listen to Roderick's CD on the stereo in my family room. I put Roderick's new headphones and cranked up the volume really high, and then I hit play. First, Let me just say, I can definitely understand why they put that parental warning sticker on the CD. But I only got to hear about 30 seconds of the first song before I got interrupted. It turns out I didn't have the headphones plugged into the stereo, so the music was actually coming through the speakers, not the headphones. Dad marched me up to my room and shut the door behind him, and then he said, "Let's you and me have a talk, friend." Whenever Dad says friend that way, you know you're in trouble. The first time Dad ever said friend like that to me, I didn't get that he was being sarcastic. So I kind of let my guard down. Friend equals good. I don't make that mistake anymore. Tonight, Dad yelled at me for about 10 minutes, and then I guess he decided he'd rather be in bed than standing in my room in his underwear. He told me I was grounded from playing video games for 2 weeks, which is about what I expected. I guess I should be glad that's all he did. The good thing about Dad is that when he gets mad, he cools off real quick, and then it's over. Usually, if you mess up in front of Dad, he just throws whatever he's got in his hands at you. Good time to screw up. Kick. Bad time to screw up. Screw up. Kick. Mom has a totally different style when it comes to punishment. If you mess up and Mom catches you, the first thing she does is take a few days to figure out what your punishment should be. And while you're waiting, you do all these nice things to try to get off easier. I just dusted the dining room for the heck of it. How thoughtful of you. But then after a few days, right when you forget you're in trouble, that's when she lays it on you. Are you having fun? Yeah. No video games for a week. Monday. This video game ban is a whole lot tougher than I thought it would be. But at least I'm not the only one in the family who's in trouble. Roderick's in some hot water with Mom right now, too. Manny got a hold of one of Roderick's heavy metal magazines, and one of the pages had a picture of a woman in a bikini laying across the hood of the car. And then Manny brought it into daycare for show and tell. Anyway, I don't think Mom was too happy about getting that phone call. I saw the magazine myself, and it honestly wasn't anything to get worked up over, but Mom doesn't allow that kind of stuff in the house. Roderick's punishment was that he had to answer a bunch of questions Mom wrote out for him. Did owning this magazine make you a better person? No. Did it make you more popular at school? No. How do you feel about having owned this type of magazine now? I feel ashamed. Do you have anything you want to say to women for having owned this offensive magazine? I'm sorry, women. Wednesday. I'm still grounded from playing video games, so Manny has been using my system. Mom went out and bought a whole bunch of educational video games, and watching Manny play them is like torture. What number comes after 2 and rhymes with tree? 3! 3! The good news is I finally figured out how to get some of my games past Riley's dad. I just put one of my discs in Manny's discovering the alphabet case, and that's all it takes. Thursday. At school today, they announced that student government elections are coming up. To be honest with you, I've never had any interest in student government, but when I started thinking about it, I realized getting elected treasurer could totally change my situation at school. We cheerleaders are tired of riding to games in the same bus as the nerds in the band. Let me see what I can do. And even better, we jocks just need an air pump to inflate our only ball. Yeah, sorry, can't help you with that. Nobody ever thinks about running for treasurer because all anyone ever cares about is the big ticket positions like president and vice president. So I figured if I sign up tomorrow, the treasurer job is pretty much mine for the taking. Friday. Today I went and put my name on the list to run for treasurer. Unfortunately, this kid named Marty Porter is running for treasurer too, and he's really brainy at math, so this might not be as easy as I thought. I told Dad that I was running for student government, and he seemed pretty excited. It turns out he ran for student government when he was my age, and he actually won. Dad dug through some old boxes in the basement and found one of his campaign posters. Integrity, honesty, know-how. Vote Frank Heffley for secretary. I thought the poster idea was pretty good, so I asked Dad to drive me up to the store to get some supplies. I loaded up a poster board and markers, and I spent the rest of the night making all of my campaign stuff, so let's just hope these posters work. Monday. I brought my posters into school today, and I have to say, they came out pretty good. Do you want Marty Potter to be your treasurer? Dar. Hey, you're dropping all your money, you fool. Remember in second grade how Marty Porter had head lice? Itch, itch. Do you really want him touching your money? I started hanging my posters up as soon as I got in, but they were only up for about 3 minutes before Vice Principal Roy spotted them. Mr. Roy said, "You weren't allowed to write fabrications about other candidates." So I told Mr. Roy that the thing about the head lice was true and how it practically closed down the whole school when it happened. But he took down my poster anyways. So today, Marty Porter was going around handing out lollipops to buy himself votes while my posters were sitting at the bottom of Mr. Roy's trash can. I guess this means my political career is officially over. Thanks for listening today. Tune in tomorrow.